The 5 most haunted places in the America. Welcome, including a long-term boarder who had a habit of hanging raw meat from the chandelier in room 210, and 2 women who were thrown from the 3rd floor, and now attempt to asphyxiate male guests in their sleep. There's also reportedly an infant whose disturbing cries have sent staff members running upstairs from the basement. Actor John Wayne even once had a paranormal encounter here. Book your stay today. Cahaba, Alabama. Alabama's first capital and famous ghost town takes its name from the state's longest river, situated at the confluence of the Cahaba and the Alabama. It was abandoned after the Civil War, and its empty buildings, slave burial ground, and eerie cemeteries are now popular settings for ghost tours and stories of paranormal activity. The most famous tale is that of a luminous floating orb appearing in the former garden maze of Colonel C.C. Pegasus' house, shortly after the colonel had been killed in battle. The phenomenon became known as Pegasus' ghost, and still attracts curious visitors to the site today. 3. Urbex Queen Mary, Long Beach, California. Aside from a brief stint as a warship in World War II, the Urbex Queen Mary served as a luxury ocean liner from 1936 to 1967. During that time, it was the site of at least one murder, a sailor being crushed to death by a door in the engine room, and children drowning in the pool. The city of Long Beach purchased the ship in 1967 and turned it into a hotel, and it still serves that purpose today, although the reported ghosts of the deceased passengers get to stay for free. For an extra dose of spine-tingling experiences, see if you can visit the ship's engine room, which is considered by many to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. 4. Calcasieu Courthouse, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Toni Jo Henry was a former prostitute who reached national levels of infamy when she killed a man in cold blood in 1940. It took 3 trials for a jury to convict the charming Toni Jo, but she eventually became the first, and only, woman in Louisiana to be executed in the electric chair. However, her spirit is said to have remained in the courthouse, where workers can feel her presence and even smell her burning hair. Many claim she meddles with everyday life at the courthouse to make life more difficult for the employees, locking doors and fiddling with office equipment. 5. Masonic Temple, Detroit. With its 16 floors, 1,000 plus rooms, and Gothic facade, the Masonic Temple is one of the most imposing additions to Detroit's skyline. According to rumors, there's also more to it than meets the eye, like hidden passageways and staircases. The most famous urban myth associated with the temple, however, is that of its architect, George D. Mason. Legend has it that Mason went bankrupt funding the construction and then leapt to his death from the roof. You'll be hard-pressed to find facts to back up this tale, but it certainly does help explain people's reports of a ghost climbing the steps to the roof of the building.